G'day fellas and welcome to a casted game. This is another game from the Road to Red Bull Wololol Legacy. And we're playing once again on Holy Island. It's happening. Well, spawning in on the east side of the map, playing as the Chinese in the color red, we've got Zerton. And to the south, playing as the French. In the blue, we've got Hut. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is another game from the Road to Red Bull Wololol Legacy. You guys can catch it at, you guys know where to catch it, EGC TV, every weekend. I think it's 13 GMT. I'd have to double check exactly. It might be 15 GMT, actually. Look, I'll leave the details down in the comments, or down in the description. You guys know where to find it. But let's talk a little bit about this map. So if you did miss the last video that we featured this map. This is a brand new map, and it is one of the best maps in my opinion in the game at the moment. I think by far this map is just it's absolutely awesome, and a big part of that reason is because you've obviously got a huge economic interest out in the ocean. You've got deep water fish, and you've got coastal trade posts that are out there. In addition to that, if you can maintain control of the ocean, then you prevent your enemy from going over onto the sacred site and access to these two large gold veins. Now, in the event that you do lose control of the water, well, guess what? There's not really a lot of strategic influence that your enemy can have over you. There's no reason why you can't just, sit down in your own little corner of the map and try and boom it all up. Maps that are similar to this, but obviously have a much larger effect, are maps like Danube River, Boulder Bay, another big one. If you lose control of the water in the early game, things really start to go sour. Well, speaking of sour, let's take a look exactly what we've got going on, because we've got Hut with a dock opening, but over on this north side, we're still yet to see any dock opening here from Zerton. So we're right on board with him, and it's going to be an early barracks coming out, and we can see he's rallied over towards this position. Obviously, he's scouted this out. There you go. You can see that he's spotted out the dock, so he's immediately going to be reacting or going for a barracks here. Now, I find this quite interesting, and part of the reason why is because as French, obviously everybody starts with a scout, and I guess my fear is that if the French player spots this, he takes 5 villagers from the town center and just drops an outpost right here, and then he fishes on the shorefish, and it's so super easy to stop that. But I guess the question is whether he's going to spot that, because once the villagers or once the spearmen are actually down here, it makes it a lot harder. It's about catching them, catching them on the way. But Hut's going to be moving out towards this north side. He's going to be looking for a dock, and I suspect with this, he's going to realize that something is up, because he's like, hold on a minute, where is my enemy, and where is the dock that should be up here right now? He's not spotted anything now. It could have been hidden right at the top there, but he is going to react, and we do see he does bring the spearman out immediately. It's going to be a 5 villager moving out towards the dock, and as I said, this is what I expected would happen. This is a very easy response to this. So I feel like if you go for, we're going to see a barracks response from Hut here as well. This is wild. So we've got 2 players both going double barracks in the Dark Age. Not something that I expected. So Outpost's going to be going down. So there's plenty of shoreline fish here. So we can keep these guys busy, and obviously there's a bit of idle time there. Villager still suffering a bit of damage, but look, I guess the reality is it's not terribly hard. Like, when it comes to gold, he's got another gold back over on this side, another gold over here on the east. Like, it's going to be easy for him to establish control. I guess the hard part will be, obviously, the dock stays alive at this point from the outpost, but I guess the issue is the mining camp. Now this is a big factor. You might be tempted to come out here and repair this mining camp. Don't. Just let it die. If you bring a villager out here to repair this mining camp, it's actually going to cost you more wood than it simply is just to build it, because obviously you pay only 25 wood. So now we're going to watch. He's actually bringing the villager out here. We can see it's on 135. Let's watch and see exactly how much he spends on trying to repair this up. He's used 5 wood already. That's going to be 10 wood coming in right now. And you can see the huge amount of resources that goes into this, when in reality, you could just let it die and then just rebuild it. That's 15 wood now that he's used. So I would just be letting him go. I'd just be draining the wood. 20 wood now has gone over. So a second villager was coming out to repair it. And it's like, why though? just let your enemy kill it. It's fine. You're playing the French and it costs 25 wood a pop. So he spent 20 wood trying to repair that when obviously he didn't really stand much of a chance. Now he's going to be on the defensive here. Now, one of the things to note, China, when it comes to Dark Age, has got a huge advantage because of the Imperial Official. The Imperial Official obviously allowed to supervise barracks in the Dark Age, and as a result, it means that you've not just got 1 barracks here. You've essentially got 2.5 barracks here. So they're able to outproduce the Delhi. They're able to outproduce the Mongols. They can outproduce every single civilization in the Dark Age when they're only on 1 racks. I guess the alternative is that you go for a 2nd racks. We do see a cancellation there of a mining camp once again. Now, if Hutt is being smart, he's going to move out towards this gold mine, but you can see that Zerton, he's 1 step ahead. He is 1 step ahead. Behind this, we still don't see a dock coming down for Zerton either. He's really committing hard to this Dark Age, and I do like this, honestly. A lot of people really underestimate Dark Age China, but I think you can get a lot of control out there. And you're not really punished that much by staying in the Dark Age for long as China, just simply because you're going to have that Imperial official out. You're going to be supervising up. You can see you're supervising the barracks, so maybe a little bit of a mistake here. Ideally, you'd want to just be focusing on that mill and just, you know, chrono boosting wherever you need to. But we do see him now moving out for a dock on that north side, so looking to try and gain control. Now, I'm curious, did he actually take out this dock? He never took out this dock, and it's kind of weird to me because he's had more than enough units to do that. He's going to be looking for a bit of a challenge. There's quite a lot of spears that are coming out for him here. Looks like he's not able to get in on the villagers on the backside, so he's going to need to fall away from this. I think this is a bad decision to stay here and fight this. The longer you stay here, the more shots you're going to be taking from the outpost. That's 1 volley that you've taken. That's going to be 2 volleys that you take. There's going to be a 3rd volley, so you're potentially... Yeah, there's a 3rd... So 3 volleys that he takes of 5 villagers in the outpost. So that's a lot, but more spears going to be coming out here. So he's down, you know, 2, 3, 4 spears potentially, when ideally this is what you could do. It could come through for a little block here. Doesn't actually get the block, so Zerton missing out on a couple of opportunities there. We see he does try and get the surround on those villagers, but they just jump in the outpost. Now he turns his attention to try and take down this outpost, but I can't help but feel it might have been just a little bit too late. You can see that the villagers inside are just going to be supporting so much, and he's down to 9 spearmen. There's a handful of spearmen out here for his opponent, but this is exactly what Hutt wants to do. You can see the way that he's playing it. It's just so smart. And I don't think this outpost is going to go down at all. The villagers inside there are always just going to be able to jump out and repair it in worst case scenarios. He's going to try his best to get in here, but he's going to have to back out. Really unfortunate positioning here from Zerton. A little bit of a misplay as well. It definitely felt like he could have got in for the block there. It felt like he overstayed his welcome when it came to this outpost. He had a couple of opportunities where he could have really moved down onto that outpost. Now, going to be on fire, but we can see that Hutt is up and repairing it. But Zerton is now looking to age up, so it is going to be an Imperial Academy that's coming down from him. We'll take a look and see where he's put it down. Oh, my lord. misses the lumber camp by an inch. You guys know me. I cannot stand this kind of thing. It's like, there is a perfect spot right here for you, Zerton. You get absolutely everything. You still get the over on the other side of the TC. But look, to each their own. I guess we'll try and learn it a little bit. He's obviously got plenty of free space down here towards this southern position, but... Bro. Bro, please. Don't do me like this, please. He puts down the mining camp. Oh, my lord. Oh, jeez Louise. All right, we move forward. We move forward. I don't think Zerton is a China man. Let's just put it that way. I reckon he might be testing out China today. It might be like his first day playing China, all right? So I'll cut him some slack because he's doing well so far. He's doing well so far. I like the fact that he opened up just, you know, naked barracks. Just, I'm going barracks. Let's go ham. He's done a pretty decent job cleaning up this position, but he's lost 1, 2, 3, 4 spearmen. We can see the upgrade only started now, hardened spearmen. He is supervising it through as well. It's only going to take him 11 seconds, 12 or 11 seconds to get that upgrade instead of a 30-second timer on that. Junk going to be coming out as well, but we'll take a look over towards Hutt's base rather, and see how he's doing. So it's going to be 5 villagers just tapping away at the School of Cavalry. It looks like it's probably going to be, I wouldn't be surprised if he adds a second dock. Second dock is already down, and goes for Double Hulk here. And Double Hulk is going to enable him to just gain control of the water very effectively, at least until the Barbican comes up. Now, I would expect that when it comes to Barbican, so typically in this matchup, just to explain a little bit about the best way to play this matchup, so I think that Zerton did the right thing. In that, so he delays the enemy's feudal age, so you want to delay the French feudal age. So I agree with everything that Zerton did in this game, except he did take his dock a little bit late. That's one thing, and the other thing is that I guess he's a little bit late here. I think Imperial Academy, instead of going Imperial Academy, just going for a forward Barbican would have been really helpful. Or just a Barbican right here would have been really good, because what you want to do as China is look to get up to age 3 and actually go into war junks. So you can see that junks are out, but junks are going to get completely destroyed by the Hulk when it comes out. But one thing that gets destroyed, or one thing that destroys Hulks is war junks, because they've got a little bit of extra range. So you can see the Hulk's going to come out now. It's got a total of 6 range, whereas the war junk's got 6.5 range. And we do see that Barbican coming out now. Hulk is already out, so he's going to have plenty of time to get this down. We can see there was a little bit of a cancellation as well. But this is going to be a bit of a tough position if that Hulk pushes up the coast. He's got 1, 2, 3 junks out, but you got to remember in this matchup, what you want to avoid over making junks. Ideally, you want 1 or 2 junks, and the idea is that you want to keep the enemy in his base. You want to just be hitting the fishing boats. You know, try and come in from this angle, try and hit him from this side. You're just trying to distract the French player and just keep him in there. Try and avoid the Hulk pushing out, because the problem is if the Hulk pushes out like it's doing right now, it's going to start targeting fishing boats. It's going to be able to take out your dock, and you need to keep your dock alive. And we can see Zerton nowhere really near to that castle age just yet. But looking to hold on in this position. You can see Spearman going to be coming through. They've got their hardened upgrade now. He's also getting +1, which indicates he might be thinking about Chokunu, but I guess he's also just thinking about getting the upgrades here for his junks. He's going to try and hold on against that Hulk. It's going to be very tough. He's up against, 5 versus 1. Spearman coming through. Actually going to be able to take down the villagers. One villager goes down. Second villager goes down. Very, very cute from Hart right there. Is going to deny that Barbican from going up, at least for the moment. Plenty more spears back here from Zerton. So now we see more villagers moving out towards this position. Spears just continuing to do some laps around in the middle of the Chinese base. 2 more villagers moving out. May get intercepted. We'll have a look at how Hutt's doing, as it's going to be horsemen that look to hit this mine. Villager 1 goes down. He looks to try and take out a second one. A little bit of bad pathing right there, but he holds on. Scout wars over on the north side of the base, but Hutt definitely in a really good position. He's up to 3 Hulks as well. So, I mean, obviously we talked about it in the early game. The fact that on this map, a really big factor is that even if you lose water, you can still, you're still playing the game, but there is still a massive advantage to be had when you've got access to the water. So you do not want to lose it where possible. Spearman coming out, Hutt doing his best to run away from that position, does successfully. But now those spearmen up towards the north coming in. Look how low the health is. A single villager could probably take them out. Actually, you know what? It'd probably take a few more than 1 villager. Might take 2 or 3 villagers, but fortunately, the villagers here, we'll watch and see how Zerton reacts to it. Villager's going to jump in the shoreline. You can see now that the Hulk numbers here looking very healthy. Villagers just going to fall back, and this is so cute. I can't believe Hutt's getting away with this. He can't keep getting away with it. Townsend are going to be just able to take those bad boys out. Looks like a junk being sent to its death. Unfortunately, takes a couple of shots there from the Hulk, but it is able to escape. He now begins to head back. The Barbican is up, and there's a lot of junks coming out from Zerton. But keep in mind, these bad boys, these are just light junks. I mean, they're actually not light junks. They're technically just junks. Light junk is, I think it's the Mongol. The Mongol? Yeah, I think it's the Mongol unique fishing boat. Yeah, these guys are still pretty light. Let's just say that much. But now moving out, he's only got 3 fishing boats out here. Compare that over to the fishing boats of his enemy, and there is a stark difference between it. Junk's going to be trying their best to take down all of these bad boys out here. You can see him focusing down the first Hulk. Plenty of junks here. He's trying his best though. You can see, look how much damage is coming through. He's taken out 1. 2 more going to be dropping down. There they go, 1, 2. And now turning his attention towards this. And you can see, and this is part of the reason, as to why I was talking about why you want to go into war junks in this matchup. If you don't go into war junks, this is what happens to you. Even if you've got, more, even if you outnumber your enemy 2 to 1, doesn't matter. Hulks are just that good. They just do so much damage. Who thought it would be a good idea to give a feudal age or who thought it would be a good idea to give a castle age unit to a civilization in the feudal age? Yeah, I'm looking at you, France. I'm looking at you, France. I'm looking at you. Like, obvious, like, I know we talk about the devs being Mongol mains, but the devs are totally French mains. Like, how do they can't keep getting away with it. It is just, it's absolutely crazy. Hulks, they got to be careful not to move into range of the docks. You can see the docks taking a fair bit of damage here. He's got to fall back away from this position. But if he gets in too close, he's going to be spending all of his arrows here attacking these docks, and that's exactly how he can get punished. can see the Barbican unable to really do anything. The fishing boat's going to be sitting underneath it. Smart moves. That's exactly what he needs to be doing, trying to keep those bad boys safe. But now it looks like dock number 1 might be going down. Hulk's nowhere to be seen. He's only got 3 of them up here. He might have overextended a little bit, unfortunately. There's going to be reinforcements coming through. Can't help but feel it's a little bit late. One of those Hulk's going to be going down, and he scoots his way out of here. And players looking to just head back to restore a little bit of passiveness, of quietness. Rax is coming down now for Hut, also dropping down that guild hall. Oh my lord, some barracks is coming down for Hut. Barracks coming down for Hut. 5 barracks for Hut. So I'm suspecting, is this just going to be a mess? It's going to be a men-at-arms push, right? I can't imagine that it's anything else. So a men-at-arm push coming out. The guild hall, that's the question, is where does he go for the guild hall? Does he look to keep that on stone? Is that the way that he plays that? I would probably do that. I'd go for stone and then take it out at 1100. That way you can get your town center and a keep up as well. But always, you know, always something to consider. But now over on the other side, Zerton is also aging up. We see the astronomical clock tower. So both guys keeping up with the Kardashians at this point. Hut reaches the castle age. And just 5 seconds after him, it's going to be Zerton that is looking to reach it as well. And from here, ideally, as I mentioned, you want to be going into those war junks. They are going to be the absolute kicker here when we can see the first war junk is now in queue. Music is starting to get real hectic in these parts. Beautiful micro coming in for Hut, but he's got to be careful not to get too close. You can see him focusing down the docks on the backside. Unfortunately, the docks, when they get focused down, like look at the damage that just comes out on that dock. It's down to what, 160. He did have villagers that were in this position, but looked like they've fallen back. Another raid going to be coming through. It's just going to be horsemen getting cleaned up by spearmen. Scout also going to be going down by the looks of it. Junk's managing to stay alive, and you can see that Zerton's just been unable to force his enemy into any poor position. There's still 10 fishing boats out here. Remember that the junks are much faster. 1.5 tiles versus that 1.29 movement speed tiles. And look at this. We got the red and blue coming out. You're looking like the French flag all of a sudden. Is it the French flag? I hope it's the French flag. I think it's the French flag. War junk finally out. It's got that longer range, 6.5 up against 6, but an attack at the same time. It's going to be that men-at-arm flood coming through for Zerton. You would expect the appropriate response here is just going to be, it's just going to be crossbows, supervised crossbows coming out here. So we see 3 archery ranges. He's looking almost similar to, what was the men-at-arm rush civilization? The Holy Roman Empire, I guess we'd say. It kind of looks like, you know, the Burgrave Palace, the flood coming in of just these men-at-arms running in, sprinting in. Underneath the town center, they're going to hit the Imperial official immediately. It looks like we've got palace guards coming out, but at the same time, the war junk manages to hold steady on water. But remember, there's nothing going on here for our Chinese player. There's no fishing boats to defend. It doesn't even matter at this point if he loses water. He's fighting for water, and he's not really achieving much with it, though. That's the consequence of going for that later water. Stone going to be coming through. He's moved it onto gold, so instead moving on, taking some villagers onto stone here instead. Crossbow numbers starting to come through. Palace Guard's going to be able to deal with this. The men-at-arm flood has not really been that successful, but it's done a good job. I mean, it's about looking what do you want to achieve with this. And if the answer was idle your enemy's economy, then it's been very successful, because you don't look to finish the game with this kind of flood. I mean, you can if you catch your enemy with their pants down. And I think Hut thought he almost did that because Zerton wasn't age 3 yet, but obviously he saw Zerton reach age 3 and he got access to crossbows, and that's when things got very, very easy for him, because he just goes into crossbows and then it's pretty much all she wrote. But now that push, for the moment, just going to be stalled out. We can see outposts actually going to be coming down in the wood line. Something that we did see from Crackety here in one of our videos where we featured the 4TC China boom. Doesn't look like there's going to be that many TCs coming out today from Zerton on the Chinese, but he's trying his best to hold on. It looks like +2 ranged attack going to be coming through. Balanced projectiles. Still, we are yet to see any additional fishing boats coming out. 3 war junks though, so starting to move those war junk numbers up. Hulks coming out in force. 6 Hulks on that open ocean. Compare the pair, all right? So we got the Hulk over here, which is sitting on 100 damage, 1,000 health. Compare that to the war junk, which is 120 damage, 900 health. Got a little bit of a longer attack range as well, and that's really where it comes in. Those longer attack ranges basically mean that you can get more shots off on your enemy when you're maneuvering. You guys, you know, you're familiar with the spin to win micro. It's the exact same concept. but you've obviously got more range to deal with it. You can combine that with things like Navigator Lookout. Actually, you can't even combine it with that anymore. There was an upgrade. Is it Chaser Cannons? Yeah, this is an Imperial Age tech, though. So Navigator Lookout used to give you +1 range. It doesn't give you that anymore. It just gives you line of sight increase. So it's basically useless. We've also got extra ballista. I don't even know really how that works. But Zerton now going to be looking to push in. War Junks have got no space to use that extra range, and unfortunately just going to get focused down here. War Junks a little bit more expensive than their Hulk counterparts. He's got plenty more of that where it came from, though. He looks to try and trade out. He's taken out one. Needs to be careful and repair these bad boys up. He's got fishing boats here to do so, but unfortunately, War Junk continues to go down. He's got some decent numbers, only 2 of them on the backside. He's got the Junk here as well, looking to tee off, but unfortunately, Zerton's still trying his best to hold on, but just not being successful. Men-at-Arms moving towards the east of the map. Crossbow's going to be able to pick them up. Spotted away with that outpost. Utilizing that line of sight. He sees the horseman as well. And he manages, at this point in time, to hold on for a little bit longer. We also see monks coming out. Imperial officials also going to be coming out of the Imperial Academy. So he's looking to keep those numbers up. Horseman going to be running through. I don't even think... that wasn't even a charge, was it? I think it just got attacked. Crossbow's doing a good job of cleaning it up. Men-at-Arms chased away by the Palace Guards. They're going to turn around for the moment. We'll ride on board with Hutt and see how he's doing as the second town center has come up. Villager count at the moment, 91 compared to 68 for Zerton. So Hutt definitely in a great position here. Has a huge advantage with regard to villager count. And now has begun working well and truly through that wood line. I'd love to take a look and see how he's doing with regard to relics. I don't see any monks out at the moment. Maybe up towards this position? Let's do it. Whoop. Jamaica. Hold on a minute. That was not intentional. All right, let's try this one. There we go. All right, so he done. Was that like holidaying in Jamaica? It's like, no, thank you. I'm good. I'm fine. I don't need to go to Jamaica. But we do see that the Men-at-Arms are going to be successful in taking out the Imperial official. Jeez Louise, I can't. Sorry for that Windows key. I got to be more careful with the buttons I press. Those fat fingers of mine just working out all different angles of that keyboard. But what do we got? I saw something come down there. It's going to be another town center. A third town center for Hutt. He's booming hard, and he's already on 98 villages. I feel like adding a third town center at this point, like it's just such a minimal advantage that you're gaining. Obviously, it's good in that it kind of future-proofs you against any raids, because let's say a big raid comes in, you lose 20 vills. Well, you're going to be able to rebuild those 20 vills faster with a third TC than by just having 2 town centers. But still, I mean, at this point in the game, the value that you're going to be adding to your economy, it's not going to be particularly big. But I mean, if you're ahead, you know what they say: when you're ahead, get more ahead. Like, that's the whole idea, right? So for the moment, Zerton just going to be chilling out. He's been on the defensive a lot, which, you know, as I mentioned before, it to me really signals it really signals that he's not that comfortable when it comes to this civilization, the Chinese. He's definitely seeming to struggle a little bit with this, with his timings, with his aggression. You know, we saw him aggressive at the early stages of the game, but that was about it. Ever since then, he's just been on the defensive. Crossbows as well as spearmen going to be looking to hold this position on the front. He's got a decent number of units out here. I'd love to see Lancers coming out of him, though. Lancers here would just be perfect up against this and would enable him to look to regain map control, because that's the way he's going to do it. He's going to try and turn the fight from his side of the map over to his enemy's side of the map, look to try and get some Lancers down on this position, but now a keep going to be taken in that central sacred site, or on that central sacred site. We do see a keep going down there, and that's where things are really going to start to get hard. Plenty of production back here for his opponent, Hutt. Things looking real good. 1,800 gold stacked up in the guild hall, because why the hell not? French landmarks, notoriously good, notoriously good. Meanwhile, he's got the astronomical clock tower, which is just like, yeah, it's a siege workshop. Cool. Yeah, cool. Now we do see some farms coming down within the radius of the Imperial Academy. So, you know, look, hot tip for all you aspiring China players out there. Ideally, you'd want to avoid making farms within the radius of the Imperial Academy, simply because the Imperial Academy doubles the tax generation that you've got. So as an example here, we can see that when a unit is made, it's going to give you 4 tax, but within the Imperial Academy, it doubles it and gives you 8 tax. So you want to maximize the amount of production you've got in this to try and get that tax bonus from going up. So by putting the farms around this Imperial Academy like this, you're preventing yourself from getting those extra, all of those extra tax golds that you could potentially be having. Up here would be much better, much more suitable positions for those farms. But a little bit of a fight over on the west side. Looks like we've got villagers That's a transport ship out here. I thought you were able to move across here with units, but that may not be the case. I'm not 100% sure. I thought you could get across here, but I might be wrong. But he has gone with a transport ship, so maybe he's just... It could just be anchoring, or I could be wrong. I'm not 100% sure. We'll have to wait and see how he plays it as the outpost does go up. Zerton now going to be on the defensive once again. Not doing any spinning, not doing any winning at this point. Going to be falling back towards the Barbican. We don't see the Springwood emplacement coming through just yet. It's got plenty of range, 8 range on that bad boy, but still doesn't do a huge amount of damage. You can see he only gets an extra 25 versus ship. And now he's stuck between a rock and a hard place, outnumbered by a mile. We can see that the second sacred site is now taken. One in the center has been captured. Down towards the southern part of the base. Not a lot is happening. Stone walls have come through, protecting the trade post here. Zerton definitely going to be trying his best to hold on, but unfortunately, it looks to me like Hutt is just all over it this game. We'll check in with the guild hall. He's taken out all the gold. You can see he's sitting with 1,840 gold in the bank at the moment. Also picking up relics as we continue counting down. He's sitting on 2 relics at the moment, so that's going to be his 3rd relic. I'm assuming... I don't think it's actually towards the north, is it? I think it's probably somewhere in the middle of the map that he's picked that bad boy up. But now I'm going to be able to clean up Zerton on water. And from here, I can only feel like this must be a good game. I don't think there's any way Zerton can come back from this. I guess from here, the way that Hutt pushes this, he's already got the sacred sites, right? And that's ticking for him. College of Artillery is coming through. I was surprised not to see a not to see the other one, the Red Palace, especially when you've got the sacred site potential. Like, come put the Red Palace right here and just start working on those landmarks. But I guess the other issue that you got to remember is that with the astronomical clock tower already being in existence, you just start queuing up a trebuchet immediately upon seeing that, and that's exactly what he's going to do, even though he doesn't spot that. So your enemy would have all the tools that they need to deal with that, even if they did. But one of the things to note about this landmark is now the College of Artillery. China doesn't really have a response to this. So obviously back in the day, it was always about China in the late game with their bombards. Well, Chinese bombards, they've only got 10 range now. So you don't even bother making those unless you've really got to clear out a keep or something like that. And you want to avoid making 4 or 5 trebs. For the most part, you're just going to be making trebs. But we do see the College of Artillery coming down. It is definitely going to be the supreme late game tech provider here, giving him access to all those royal units. And we do see a royal, we've got a royal culverin going to be coming out for him. So looking to deal with any potential siege that comes out from his opponent. More stables going to be dropped around this keep. Beautiful stuff happening right now from Hutt, just playing it immaculately. Everything going well. We do see a granary being popped down as well for Zerton. Trying his best to hold on. 144 population in Castle Age. Compare that to 195 population for Hutt. He's up in the Imperial Age. He's very comfortable. All those upgrades coming through. Elite Arbitrer coming through now. He's got plenty of them out. We don't even see a knight from him. He's not even interested in making knights in this game. You know, I think we saw, what, just a handful of them? 2 relics down on the south side. Inside the monastery is going to get taken out. Cute little counterattack coming out for Hutt, or against Hutt here by Zerton. Chokunu, though, got to be careful. Not a lot of damage comes through on these guys. Men-at-Arms still yet to get their elite upgrades. We see Gambesons as well as crossbow stirrups coming through. And now that counterattack up towards the north, it's just going to be a knight managing to find itself a couple of Chokunu to eat for breakfast. And indeed it does so very successfully. YouTube, please don't demonetize me. I didn't mean to say that. You guys know how those guys are like. So yeah, we just got to be careful. But I do like this potential counterattack that's coming in from Zerton. He's finally turning the attention over towards the enemy side of the map. Looks like he's going for a bit of a quick wall here, Hutt. Trying to block his enemy from getting that juicy wood on the wood line. Elite Arbitrer is through. These guys are going to be firing off down upon all of these units. We're yet to see the Pavis. Oh, I take it back. The Pavis shield is out and about. Look at that. Oh, baby. Give it to me. Look at that right there. Can you get anything more beautiful than that? The French Elite Arbitrer is just such a damn gorgeous unit. I love it. I really do. Look at the armor that he's got. Oh my god. 9 armor versus melee, 7 versus ranged. He's going to be easily able to hold this. Surely. He just kills everything, right? Actually, how much damage do these guys do? That's a Chukunu. So they do 14 damage. That's a fair bit of damage, actually. You know what? I take it back. He probably doesn't hold it. He probably does. That's a lot of damage. 17 on the crossbow. So it's 7 range. So he's still doing about 5 damage. I'll be honest. It was a pretty decent hold there by him. That was a pretty good hold by Hutt. It definitely... He's actually just going to clean it up. Sacred Sight's still ticking. Now, I don't know what the timers are on these bad boys. And, you know, I would hate to think that there would be a way for us in a game like this to determine how long we've got on a timed victory condition. But obviously, it wouldn't be a Drongo cast without me mentioning the fact that we still don't have it and probably won't have it. Look, my estimate, if we've got it by Christmas next year, I will eat my shoe. And now that is a chocolate shoe. Of course, you know, it's not going to be a leather shoe. I don't eat leather. But raid coming through up on this north side. Zerton going to be under attack once again over here, but things just looking really dire for him. 2.2k gold in the bank. We see Zerton going for the classic. Now, this is a classic move. It is the 30-minute wheelbarrow for the Chinese. Now, this is a smart move. The reason why you want to do this is just because with China, you want to maximize that tax. So every drop-off that you do, you're going to be dropping off a single tax. So you can see here, by only holding 10, he's getting the 12, but he also gets the tax there. So super smart. Obviously, I'm joking. Good game gets called. Zerton is going to tap out there. Hut going to be victorious. And fellas, well, I hope you've enjoyed this look at this map. I'll be honest, I love this map. I think this map is absolutely amazing. Make sure you go check out the Road to Red Bull Wololol. I'll leave a link in the description. You guys can catch it this weekend coming up. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching.